Imagine this: Buckingham Palace, a crisp London morning. The royal gates glisten, the Union Jack flutters, and the world's cameras zoom in, waiting for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II to step out. But instead of her trademark pastel coat, sturdy handbag, and hat perched at a perfect 45-degree angle, out walks the Queen in a body-hugging designer gown, stilettos sharp enough to pierce a corgi's paw, and oversized sunglasses that scream paparazzi bait. It's not a dream. It's not Photoshop. It's the Queen dressed like Melania Trump. This single outfit would not just bend the royal dress code, it would shatter it. Because here's the truth: Queen Elizabeth didn't just wear clothes. She wore symbols. Every brooch, every color, every glove was a calculated move. Bright coats so she was visible in the crowd. Pearls for stability. Gloves to avoid germs. And let's be clear, the Queen never once in 70 years was caught in a wardrobe scandal. Unlike politicians or celebrities, her fashion wasn't about her, it was about the institution of monarchy. So what happens if that institution suddenly dresses like a celebrity first lady? What if Queen Elizabeth traded her neon green coats for Melania Trump's infamous "I really don't care, do you?" jacket? Would the monarchy survive the headlines, or implode under them? Let's compare. Queen Elizabeth wore bright colors so her people could always spot her in a crowd. Melania? She wore towering stilettos to a hurricane site and a jacket that ignited a global media storm. The Queen's outfits whispered diplomacy, Melania screamed tabloid frenzy. One avoided controversy at all costs, the other often sparked it. Now imagine Queen Elizabeth II arriving at Parliament in a bold red dress slit to the thigh, designed by Dolce & Gabbana, one of Melania's go-to labels. The Daily Mail wouldn't just print headlines. The entire British establishment would choke on their tea. But here's the twist: fashion has toppled royals before. And we will get to that. Because this isn't just about clothes. This is about power, perception, and the survival of the monarchy itself. And the last time a royal's wardrobe broke the rules? It didn't end well. The Queen steps out in her new Melania-inspired look. Within minutes, Twitter melts down. BBC anchors whisper with raised eyebrows. The Sun blasts the headline, "Her Majesty or Hollywood?" But the real storm? It's brewing inside the palace. Because for royals, breaking protocol isn't just a fashion faux pas. It's a constitutional crisis. See, the Queen's wardrobe followed rules tighter than Fort Knox. No exposed shoulders at state banquets. No flashy patterns that could upstage dignitaries. Even her handbag was a code. Switching it from one hand to the other was her polite way of escaping boring conversations. Now imagine that same Queen showing up in a sleeveless Valentino gown, dripping in diamonds, looking less like the mother of the nation, and more like a red carpet celebrity. The public wouldn't just gossip, they'd demand answers. Was the monarchy losing its dignity? And here's where history bites. Remember Princess Diana's infamous revenge dress? That off-the-shoulder black number she wore the same night Prince Charles confessed to adultery? That single dress hijacked global headlines. It wasn't just fabric, it was war paint. If Diana's outfit shook the monarchy in the 1990s, what would happen if the Queen herself pulled the same move decades later? The press wouldn't stop at fashion critiques. They would draw comparisons to Melania Trump's own fashion firestorms, like that jacket in 2018 splashed with the words, "I really don't care, do you?" when she visited migrant children at the US border. Now picture Queen Elizabeth, the longest reigning monarch in history, stepping into a hospital ward in a jacket with that message. Overnight, she wouldn't just be the Queen. She'd be a meme. And the fallout wouldn't just be cultural. Britain's politicians would panic. How could the monarch, supposedly neutral, now be making bold, almost political fashion statements? It would echo back to Marie Antoinette, the French queen mocked for her extravagant gowns while her people starved. Her fashion choices turned into propaganda that fueled a revolution. So here's the boiling point. The Queen abandons pastel coats for Melania's fashion playbook. Tabloids ignite. Politicians shiver. The public divides, some thrilled, others outraged. And deep inside Buckingham Palace, advisors whisper the unthinkable. Is Her Majesty destroying the crown, one dress at a time? Fashion once made Diana the people's princess. Fashion once made Melania the ultimate ice queen. But if fashion became Queen Elizabeth's weapon, would it have been her undoing? The headlines refuse to die down. Every outfit Her Majesty wears is now dissected, memed, and debated. Gone are the quiet days of royal protocol. Instead, the monarchy is competing with Kardashians and runway models. And for the first time, The Queen isn't seen as the unshakable symbol of tradition. She's trending for all the wrong reasons. Inside Parliament, MPs argue that the monarchy has crossed a line. If the Queen looks like a celebrity, is she still above politics? If her clothes trigger media firestorms, does she still represent stability? The monarchy, once wrapped in quiet dignity, is now dressed in controversy. This isn't new. Marie Antoinette's towering wigs and silk gowns made her a villain in the eyes of starving Parisians. Princess Diana's fashion turned her into a global icon, but also a thorn in the crown's side. And Melania Trump? Every outfit she wore carried headlines, criticism, or conspiracy. Now imagine all those storms, centered on Elizabeth II. Would history still call her Elizabeth the Steadfast? Or would she be remembered as Elizabeth the Scandalous? Would she still be Britain's anchor through wars, recessions, and pandemics? Or would her legacy be reduced to memes about stilettos and statement jackets? Here's the truth: Elizabeth's pastel coats and pearls weren't boring. They were brilliant. By staying predictable, she stayed untouchable. By wearing symbols, she avoided scandals. And that's why for 70 years the monarchy endured. But if she had dressed like Melania Trump, the monarchy might have looked glamorous, but it might not have survived. Because sometimes, power isn't about what you say, it's about what you wear. So now I will ask you, if Queen Elizabeth had broken tradition and dressed like Melania, would she have brought the monarchy closer to the people, or pushed it into chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your take. And if you want more hidden truths, scandals, and mind-bending what-if stories from history, hit like, smash that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell. Because here on History in Disguise, we don't just tell stories, we reimagine them.